Hey guys, we're at Overland Expo Pacific Northwest, and we're over here at the Thermacell booth because if you guys have watched some of my product recommendations, the Thermacells are definitely one of them, because especially the electric ones, where these will work at high altitude, and I'll let you explain what's going on with these things and why they're so beneficial, but I swear by these, and so these guys are at the Overland Expo, so we're just stopping by to check out some of the new products that they have.
Thermacell makes area zone repellents. They are essentially, we have a few different types of repellent formulas that go into these repeller units. They heat them up and they diffuse into the air around you. We've got matte and fuel and we've got rechargeables. The matte and fuel are the legacy products. They run on little butane canisters and little blue repellent mats. And then the rechargeables are the newest and the most powerful on the market right now. This is our flagship EL55, which came out spring of 2023 this year. It's got a built-in lantern function, runs for 9 hours of battery life without the lantern running, and with the lantern running runs for 5.5. So all of the rechargeables create a 20-foot zone of protection around you, 20-foot diameter. So this tent that we're standing in, if you can see it, is 20 feet across. So you can envision if there were one repeller in the middle of it, this entire area would be protected from mosquitoes. They're EPA reviewed for safety and efficacy. So that 20-foot zone of protection means that even at the edge of the area of protection, you're still not going to have mosquitoes coming in.
And so do you know what altitude that these, the gas units are good till? Do you have a recommendation on that?
I would have to confirm, but I believe it's around 5,500 to 6,000 feet is where you start tapering off efficacy, just because they're running on pressurized butane and the pressure starts getting out of whack.
Yeah.
At which point, if you're above, let's say 6,000 feet, you're going to want to switch to a rechargeable unit because they're battery powered. This newest one is USBC charged. And you don't run into any of those pressure issues at altitude.
Okay, and then what the range on this one is 20 by 20? Is that the same on all of them?
The matte and fuel products all have a 15-foot range.
Okay.
So 15-foot diameter.
Right.
It's a little bit smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've recommended these in the past, and then we ended up having an issue, and we're really high. I think we're around 10, 11,000 feet. And so we switched over to these units, and because this is electric, you don't have any of that issue whatsoever. And what we do with our alu-cab awning is we open that up, and it seems like we'll put on the back bumper, and it seems like it fills the awning almost and creates a bit of an umbrella of mosquito repellency. And it really does work. It works really well. Like I would say you guys are not over-exaggerating on that range whatsoever, because you literally just will not have mosquitoes in your camp. It's pretty fantastic. But it doesn't work with other bugs.
So we actually this past year launched a multi-insect formula for the matte and fuel products, which does repel mosquitoes, black flies, and no-see-ums or gnats.
Okay.
And it repels the black flies and no-see-ums at a 10-foot diameter of protection, and then mosquitoes still at a 15-foot.
Okay.
So there's really no downside to that one. If you're using matte and fuel repellers, you can switch to the multi-insect and just have even more coverage against various pests.
Is that formula going to be coming to these units?
I believe the R&D team is working on that as we speak. I don't know when that will go live or be available on the market. I can say anecdotally, we've heard from a lot of customers that they do find that the rechargeable units repel black flies and some other insects to some extent, but because of the long multi-year EPA review process to be able to put that in our packaging and marketing materials, we can't make a specific recommendation about how big that zone of protection is or how strong yet.
Okay, cool. But still, I will swear by these things for mosquitoes alone. And if you guys come out with a fly system for that too. And so I didn't know you guys came out with those. Are those available at just any store now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, generally we're available everywhere. So Thermacell's at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, Target, REI, Cabela's, Bass Pro. Amazon is probably our biggest retailer, and yeah, you should be able to get the multi-insect anywhere. As you touched on, the other advantage of the rechargeables, beyond not having to carry butane, of course, and not dealing with altitude, is that you can fly with them. The butane can be a little more, you're not supposed to fly with it, basically, but you can fly with
That's good to know.
the repellent cartridges and the whole unit, so no issues there.
Okay.
And then the advantage of the Matin fuels is availability of the multi-insect formula, like you discussed.
Right.
If you're off-grid and you don't want to recharge batteries, that's a great option. Or we make a backpacker unit, which is
The isobutane one?
yeah, just screws right on top of your isobutane canister that you would use for your camp stove, and it's a tiny little thing, weighs 4 ounces, can run for 90 hours on 4 ounces of isobutane.
Yeah, I think for backpack hunting, that's been our best result, is using that one.
Yep.
Because my friend has one of those. And so I see this has been redesigned slightly. Is this USB-C now, or is this still USB, the micro USB?
This one is micro USB. This is the newest one, is USB-C. Thermacell is moving toward USB-C over time.
Okay.
But this is still USB-C. This is our EX90. It's the most rugged version. This would be my top recommendation for most people camping if you don't want the built-in light of this, because it's dust-proof, water-resistant, and ruggedized. The tops come on and off with magnets, which is nice if they're on your patio, but if you want something that's a little more secure in your pack, these ones you need to click the sides in. So just holds together.
Yeah, we've got the blue version of this that doesn't have the hanging apparatus. And then I do recommend, if you buy these, to put this cap on when you're not using it, because I have not done that before, and it will slowly wick away and evaporate. But I swear by these things, guys. These things are really awesome, and they're cheap. And another thing is, there's a few other brands that make something similar, but the problem with those is you can't, if you run out of this, you can't get it at Walmart. You can't get it at Ace Hardware. So that's the big advantage here. These are inexpensive. Once you really see how well they work, you will not camp without it. I swear by it.
The other factor is there are a handful of other brands starting to copy Thermacell and enter that space, but none of them have the 20-foot EPA-approved zone of protection yet. So they're all smaller, and Thermacells are still by far the most powerful on the market right now.
Yep. Awesome. Well, right on. I appreciate your time running us through all the new stuff. And so is this going to be replaced? I've got one that's blue that looks really similar. Is this an additional model, or does this replace that?
I'm guessing what you might have would be the Radius, which is the predecessor of this one.
Okay.
Does it have one of those repellent cartridges?
Yes.
Or
It's rechargeable, but it's blue, and it's very similar looking, but I think it's slightly smaller, maybe?
Yeah, so the Radius is a little bit smaller. That's more of a legacy product at this point, and that one had a 15-foot zone of protection. So starting with the E55 in 2020, and then the EX90 last year, now the EL55, all of those have a 20-foot zone of protection, which is 80% larger total area that you're covered from mosquitoes for.
Okay, cool. Yep, I swear by them. I recommend everybody gets one of these. Natalie is behind the camera. We will not travel without these. And so, cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to check out my other adventure, off-road, and overland related content.